Buck Sexton's here. He was in the CIA, got a great radio show. And former Deputy Assistant Secretary of State and President of the Washington Strategy Group, Joel Rubin. Buck, does this sound like something the former CIA director should be tweeting?
He's certainly allowed to, but it plays right into a bigger narrative, Brian, of a whole anti-Trump cabal at the top of the intelligence community during the Obama years, or at the very end of the Obama years. And I think that what we see time and again here is that there are people, whether it's Brennan, McCabe, Clapper, Comey, who are so clearly anti-Trump in their proclivities, and it looks like some of them were taking very clear anti-Trump action during the campaign as well. So for people who say things like there is no deep state or there is no swamp, I have to wonder, at what point can we agree that this is well beyond a coincidence? And when you have the former U.S. ambassador to the United Nations essentially saying on Twitter, this is Samantha Power, people better watch out because Brennan might be upset. That definitely sounds like the deep state's going to strike back.
Yeah, she tried to explain herself, but here's the exact tweet. Not a good idea to blank off John Brennan. Then she tried to explain it. Well, what is he going to do? Use some levers of power? Joe Rubin. Also, Brennan got it wrong. It was not President Trump that fired McCabe. That was an internal review.
It was an internal review, but let's take a step back here and really be clear. President Trump has been attacking and criticizing the American intelligence community, the people who are responsible for keeping us safe since he came into office. This is part of a trend. It's been ongoing for over a year, and one has to ask, why is he consistently doing this, consistently attacking the people who in the FBI support law enforcement around the country, who keep terrorists at bay, who attack drug rings? It's a really demoralizing attack, and it's essentially undermining our ability to stay safe.
Joel, is it wrong if you feel targeted by the higher-ups in the intelligence community to attack back? Or should you just sit there like a pincushion and say, I guess I'll be railroaded right out of office?
Well, we have to remember here, the president is attacking individuals in positions who have responsibility for protecting the nation. And there's an ongoing investigation led by Robert Mueller. He was a Republican appointee under President Bush, who I also served under as a career officer. And we need to let these investigations play out. Attacking law enforcement officials by name definitely sends signals about the attacker more than the attack.
But he's attacking political appointees by name. These are people. All of them. These are people. Well, no, I think this is a very important distinction.
Let him finish.
President Trump is not at war with the rank and file of the FBI or the CIA. Some people who used to run those organizations, I think, have a vested interest in trying to convince the American people that's what's going on. But it's just false. And I think that anyone who spends time around the rank and file, particularly the FBI and the agency, know that there are plenty of people that think that Trump is actually doing a great job. But his focus is on those who had levers of power during the primary, during the general election campaign, and seem to be abusing them to stop him from being president.
And Joel, I was siding with you too, that I think the president should let the Robert Mueller probe play out, but he has every right to fight back and defend himself, especially if nobody else will. And if you go on the streets and talk to cops, they feel as though the president does have their back. I think you'll agree with me on that. Joel and Buck, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.